Today I'm going to replace this second row seat back recline lever in my Acura MDX. It's a 2002 year model. So I'll try to show you what I'm doing as I go. So the problem I'm having is that this lever that allows the seat to lay all the way down is seemingly not attached to anything now. So I'm going to have to look in there and see what's wrong with the cable or the lever, see what's broken. So step one is to slide the seat all the way forward. So if you own this car, you know how to do that. Just flip up that lever, push it all the way forward. Step two is to remove the pivot bolt cover, which is this cover right here. It's just snapped on, so you can just pop it off like that. It has a couple of places where it snaps in. So we have here a Torx T30 bit, and removing the pivot bolt from the right side in the same way. The next step is to remove the back cover of the seat, but it's good to note that right now that I have the service manual for the 0102 MDX. You can buy it from Acura for about $70, and it's well worth the price. And so it has full instructions on how to remove the back seat cover and tells you where all the clips are. I'm doing the right side, so this is where all the clips are underneath the back cover. So as I remove it, I can just pop those all loose. And here's a close-up of actually what the clip looks like, so we know what we're detaching. So to remove the back seat cover, I'm just going to start at the bottom. Just give it a good pull, you won't hurt it. And just work your way up the sides. I believe I have to remove this plastic cover here. So let me do that. Hang on. Okay, so we've got to take this little plastic cover off before we can take the back cover off. And so the first thing to do is to remove this little screw from inside the lever cover. And it's just a small Phillips head. So go ahead and get in there. Get that loose. Alright, and once you have that off, then you can take off the rest of the cover. And this cover has some screws, some hidden screws underneath the sticker labels. So you have to take those off and save those. Don't let them get dirty. And underneath these two labels are slightly larger Phillips head screws. Just take those out. Now this plastic trim just comes off like that, and we can continue taking off the seat back now. So that's that. So now that I have the seat back off, I can see that only the bottom snaps. I don't know if you can see that. The bottom had these snap-ins, and then the rest of these were supposed to slide, or could slide out, but they didn't snap out so easy. They actually pulled out of the backing, so I'll have to deal with that in a minute. I'll have to pull them all out and put them back in there to reinstall this. Okay, next I want to get to the bracket covers. There's an outer and an inner on the other side bracket covers. So I'm going to have to take off this part of the seat cover by releasing these clips right here. So I'm going to get to those. These clips here are just little metal rings that have been crimped on there like that. So to get them off, what worked for me is I grabbed one side with a pair of pliers and stuck a screwdriver in the other side and just pried it open. You have to grab it very firmly, and then try not to pry it open any more than I have to, because I'm going to want to put this back. So just pry it open enough to get it off of there, and then it comes off. It looks like that. I don't know if you can see that against the background. So there's 4 on this side. Okay, now with the seat cover loose, we're in a position to remove the right outer bracket, which is this plastic piece right here. There's 2 screws holding it on. There's one here, and there's one covered by a little trim cover here, which we can just pop out with a flat screwdriver. Okay, and these are both probably number 2 Phillips head screws. It's good if you have a magnetic screwdriver head, because you can grab the screw. This one's not very long, it's just a small, short screw. And once I have this bracket loose, in order to remove it, I'll need to go ahead and take this pivot bracket off, and then pull it out like that, around there, and that's the bracket cover. And now I can see my cables here. The one I'm interested in is this one. You can see it's not even snug against there, so it can't even pull the cable. This one here is the one that allows the seat to lay over, to slide forward. This one allows the seat to slide forward. This one here allows the seat to actually lay all the way down. So when it pulls this up all the way, the seat lays down. So something is not connected up there, or not tight, because you can see that's loose. Now we're ready to take out the reclining lever. So we'll have to pry out this cover, again using a flat blade screwdriver. Just get under there and pop that out. That's what the cover looks like. And then there's 2 Phillips head screws here. Okay, and then we remove this after the Phillips head screws are loose. This should come out. And of course the cable is holding on to it, so we'll have to release the cable. So to release the cable, we need to detach these clips here. This black one right here, clip A in the shop manual. Just push it down really hard and it'll pop loose. See how it snaps on there? And then detach clip B, just push it out of the bracket towards the front of the car, I believe. Yeah. It's a little bit more stubborn. I'll get a little bit of prying in here behind it. There we go. And it just pops right out of there. This bracket here. So now it's loose, and you can just pull this out the top. And we have the whole bracket assembly and cable out. So you could just reorder this whole assembly, I imagine, from an OEM parts distributor. But to see what's wrong inside of here, because the cable is not connected, I'm going to open it up. I'm going to try punching this pin out and then taking the handle off and seeing what came loose, and seeing if it's something that I can just reattach or if I need to order a new one. So on the back of this assembly there's a spring that I want to just get loose there, because I don't want it to pop out whenever I remove the pin. So I'll just take this nail and spring it over like that. Okay, so then this is free. And then I use this nail to punch down into this, just lightly tapping it with a hammer, and just punch this out the other end. You can see it's coming out. I need to punch it a little bit further to get it all the way out. Once I got the pin out a little ways on this side, I was able to just spread this out and pop the whole assembly out, and then this comes off. So now I can see what happened. This is just a plastic part that was attached to the end of the cable. Let's see if I can get the end of the cable. Here's the cable end that fit right in there. It went in that hole and then engaged, and from use it just broke this plastic part. So this is what I'll have to order, or else I can effect some sort of repair, maybe by placing metal on here, riveting it on or something. But I think I'll just order a new part probably. But that's the cause of the problem. Okay, hold the phone. I may have just had a brilliant idea. Since this bracket is made for both sides of the car, and on the left side you have a double cable system where it releases in the center and on the left. On the right side you just have a single cable, this one right here, that only releases the right side. So I believe I can use this same actuator. Since this part has never been used, it's not broken yet. So I'll just take this cable, see there's two holes coming up through the bracket. I'll just take it out of this one and move it over to the other side. And snap it in place on the other side. Might need a pair of pliers or something for this. Just grab it like that. Get a little help here. Push it over. Okay, so to get this over, I just used a screwdriver, stuck it in the hole, and pried it back into place. So now I'm going to take this cable and install it in the hole. It's a key slot hole. And just pop that into place the same way with the screwdriver. And just pop it down into place like that, okay? And then we'll just reinstall it in the reverse order of how we took it out. Another note about putting the seat back together, when I took the back off of the seat, you can see where the attachment fasteners just pulled out of the back. So I need to get those out of the seat and put them back in here before I can reattach the seat, because these keyholes don't all line up the same way, so it can't just slide back on. So to do that, I'm just each fastener getting under it with the pliers and just pulling it out. It's supposed to pull out. The back of the seat wasn't strong enough to pull it out. So if you just want to get under it and pry it out, they just come right out. This is how they look. And to get them all out, when you get one out, you can put it where it goes in the seat back. You can see the little keyhole slot right there. Just gonna slide that in there like that. Okay, so you have to get all those out, put them back in the seat back, and then we can pop the seat back on like it's supposed to go. Here's the seat back with all the fasteners installed, and we'll just lay that on there, line up all the fasteners. And pop them back into place. So the seat back's reinstalled. Just need to put on a few trim pieces and we'll be finished. One last note, I forgot to push this pin back in. You can see the pin sticking out there from the seat catch. So I took out the two screws right here. I laid the seat catch over the seat over so that there would be no tension on it. And then I unscrewed this and pulled it out so that I could see this pin. And then I'm just going to take a pair of pliers and grab the end of the pin and push it in, and it is moving this way. And then when I get it so far that I can't grab it anymore, I'll just press it with the end of the pliers. But it'll work a lot better if I get that pin all the way in there. I just forgot to do that and reassembled the whole seat, put the back on, and realized that I had not pushed the pin in. So I'll be fixing that now.